Hey guys, it's Justina. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. And if you're old, then what up, homie? But I'm going to be talking about how to deal with anxiety and depression. Now, both I've been dealing with for a while, so I kind of know how to cope and my methods for coping. But as we know, everybody has different ways of dealing with things. So I'm just going to share my input on it and hopefully give you guys some advice. So the first thing I would do is at the end of each day, I would take my diary and just write everything that I was unhappy with during, I know that sounds like negative, but anything that happened during that day, if anything did happen, and I would just write about it and then I would read it back to myself out loud. Now, when I read it back to myself out loud, it kind of gives me like practice and comfort comfort for saying it actually out loud to somebody else. So you're kind of already knowing what you're gonna say and before you say it, which is a good thing because I know a lot of people get speechless and they have anxiety attacks because they don't really know how to deal with their feelings. So I think writing their feelings down in a diary is perfectly normal and it helps a lot. Now I would say this one is more dealing with anxiety, but what I would do is I would take literally any sheet of paper if I'm at school or home or just anywhere, and I would draw like random shapes all over again. It's kind of weird, but drawing, especially shapes for some reason, because I don't know how to draw anything else, it kind of relaxes me in a way, and yeah, it just relaxes me. I don't know why. Like I would draw circles and like triangles and stuff, but yeah, it relaxes me. It's weird, but I mean, once you try it, you'll like forget about everything. Like once you're like really into drawing some shapes, then you'll forget about what you're dealing with right now. And so that's how I really cope with anxiety. I mean, there's obviously more things, but that's pretty much my number one is drawing shapes. As I mentioned before, with depression and anxiety, if you want to talk to someone about it, you definitely should. I would not hold anything back and just let it all out to somebody. A friend, family member, psychologist, psychiatrist, just anybody you can talk to, a school counselor, just anybody who you feel comfortable with. It helps a lot when you say it out loud. It kind of lifts a weight off your shoulder, and they should give you advice in the end. I mean, that's pretty much the thing to do. But I recommend taking their advice if it's good, and talking about your problems is so much easier than just keeping it all in, all bundled up. And if you do that for too long, you're gonna have an anxiety attack because you have too many feelings in your mind that you should be letting go. But what I do is I talk to my guidance counselor, I talk to my psychologist, and I talk to my mom a lot. Talk to her because she's the easiest to talk to and she gives great advice, but it's because we have a really close relationship. So just anybody, a friend, family member, just anybody who you feel comfortable with, I definitely recommend talking to them because they always know what to say, they're on your side, and you shouldn't be scared to talk to somebody at all, no matter what it is. You'll feel better in the end, and it's not worth feeling low because you don't want to kind of splurge it all out. Now this next one is for anxiety. Again, I recommend, if there's somebody who helps you with anxiety attacks, I recommend practicing breathing techniques. It's so important to breathe during an anxiety attack and keep like a repetitive normalcy because you can't be like, like, you know, like the baby cries. Yeah. But definitely a breathing technique. I'm telling you right now, when you have an anxiety attack, it might feel hard to breathe at first, but you will adapt to it, and once you breathe in and then out, you'll feel so much more relieved and more relaxed that it will stop. This has happened to me plenty of times. My mom is the one who helps me with my breathing techniques, and it works 100% of the time, so I highly recommend that. And yeah. Now this next one can help for both again, but finding a passion or a talent or a hobby or joining a club is the most amazing thing you can do to help your anxiety and depression, or either one. I am a dancer and I also sing. These hobbies, I guess, have helped me greatly. Once I go to dance, I forget everything, every one of my problems, and it helps me for that period of time, which I'm so grateful for, because that's 2 hours less of what I would be dealing with if it wasn't for dance. Singing, I could sing for hours straight and just forget about everything. I would be practicing lyrics, I would be reading them off, trying to memorize them, and I would just randomly forget everything about my life, which I'm grateful for it, because I would like to not deal with all of that for at least a short amount of time. And if you have clubs at your school, I recommend joining them. I'm in FBLA, FCCLA, language clubs, and even if it's for an hour or 2 hours, it really helps because you're with other people, so you don't really have time to think of yourself. So, I mean, that's what I like about joining clubs, because when I associate with others and, like, I communicate, it takes my mind off of my life, and I'm kind of, I don't know what I was about to say. So yeah, joining clubs, big factor. If you play an instrument, I mean, that's amazing. I can't, because I'm physically incapable of playing an instrument. But I do like to say that I practice the piano, which it's gonna take me a while to practice the piano because I don't even know how to play. I don't know any of the notes. But I'll just be practicing in my school because I don't have a piano at home. So I would go to my practice room if I have a free period and just play the piano and sing some songs from my phone and do whatever, and that helps me forget pretty much everything. I'm really grateful for hobbies because, I've made more friends, and it's just a cool thing to have, for if you have some extra time. It's not wasteful at all, and it's just really beneficial to your advantage. More for depression is I have a playlist of pretty much every single song that makes me happy on my iTunes account. And I will listen to this playlist when I'm down, when something goes wrong, and I would automatically feel better. Music is the key to a happy life, and it's just a great thing to do. So I have a whole big playlist of happy songs, rap songs, to like change my mood, because music changes people's moods, and I think that's incredible. But yeah, music, great thing, biggest factor. Another coping method for anxiety is planning your day. Definitely the night before school, I would pick out my outfit, so the day of school, I would have my outfit ready, not stressing at all, not worrying about what I'm gonna wear, and it works out perfectly because first of all, it takes so much time out of your routine, and second, you already know how you look in that outfit, so you don't have to like picture yourself before you put it on, Another thing is just do your homework the night before. I mean, when you have school, come home, do your homework, and then the next day you'll have your homework complete. I mean, I know it's a stretch. I know homework is terrible, but it's gonna help you with your grade, especially. I don't know if you're in your everyday life, because homework is pretty much pointless besides benefiting your grade, but just do your homework, and of course study for a test the day of and every continuous day when you get the assignment, when you know you're gonna have a test. It helps so much because with anxiety, it feels like you're all boggled up with just so much info and things to do that you're kind of worried about it. But when you plan your days out, it goes so much easier, and you'll know when you start doing this if you don't already. So planning your day, definitely a key. I mean, you can write it in your diary if you wanted, like under your daily life that you've written. But yeah, and also writing has helped me become such a better writer. I mean, I've been doing it every single night, just about random things, and I realized that my writing is getting stronger and I'm more creative, so that's a plus, especially for school and essays and research papers. You're gonna need that, so it's a win-win. So yes, those are the things that I recommend doing. I mean, everything has a different outcome for everybody, but this is how I cope with it. So if you guys like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.